hack away that health pack and then use that as leverage. You can kind of speed boost into there and then use that as an additional healing source. You don't have the D.Va, but the additional healing source could just overwhelm the enemy. A couple of seconds before they open the gate. Doesn't look like they're going for the normal 3-3 though. Just want to take it, boots on the ground. So what is going to be running on the Winston though?
It's going to be a difference here in terms of a main tank. So what wants to get that additional cleave that's not coming through from WGS Armament. And what we didn't talk about in our pre-roll, Mandu and Myeonbong, they've been very reliable as a duo of supports. They've been very quiet in the back line because, of course, it's difficult to hold a candle up to Flora when it comes to its individual play.
Oh, beautiful boot from Mandu. Almost managed to find the kill, but right now, we can see WGS posturing on the point. They know they at least secured one. Myeonbong was dishing out a lot of damage in the back line using those orbs, and they're able to control the point for now, and then forcing the rest of MVP into that small corridor. So flame strikes galore for the Reinhardt.
That's also going to mean that Soa has to swap over now onto the Ryan. Couldn't make it work on the Winston, so he's going to escort his team forward onto the point. Going to be following Valentine right now as he looks for a way in. A lot of shield damage being exchanged between Karayan and Soa.
Yeah, Valentine actually taking a whole bunch of damage too. Is that forcing himself to hold the shield up. Only 500 health on that Brigadier shield. Graviton Surge is going to come in. Rally comes out from Valentine, but Mandu's already going to go down. Perfect re-engagement from MVP as they find one. They also unleash the Transcendence to try and counter out Myeonbong's Transcendence. Also, a Graviton Surge is going to get thrown in by Rookie, and he takes down Flora.
Yeah, using the solo Graviton there on Flora, punishing the aggression. Now it's all about trying to take down Karayan with that Discord orb.
Yeah, Karayan is falling extraordinarily low, pushed up into that corner. There was not much he could really do, and now Rookie just trying to find the Lucio. Finn actually getting his name on the kill feed. Mandu is going to fall, and Team MVP will end up capping the point.
It will do so, but despite that, pretty quick retake there for WGS Armament. Or rather, the quick retake there for Team MVP across one fight. It was quite an extended fight, which means WGS got all the way up to that large amount of percentage, 48% of the way there. Going to open up there with a self-destruct MVP, trying to give themselves a little bit more space, a little bit more breathing room. With only 21% on the clock.
Karayan so far off that Earthshatter coming out from Soa as well as that beat. Graviton Surge launched in once again from WGS. Perfect pin from Karayan, finds Fropy. Now Lucio down for Team MVP. They have to play a little bit more cautiously. Rookie has got the grab, but decides not to use it just yet. They know they can use that in the next fight. However, they will be running into a Transcendence of WGS.
And that's exactly what you want from your Reinhardt in those particular Graviton Surge situations. You want them to deliver the burst damage to a more squishy support like the Brigitte, the Lucio, or the Zenyatta in order to ensure that they can be very quickly taken away. Because you can go for burst damage onto the Reinhardt and it can often work out, but it's not a guaranteed kill. Because of course, the maximum you can do is 390 damage if they do have the Discord Orb on. MVP going to be posturing once again, could be in last fight territory considering how long the last fight took.
Oh, that Shatter. They're not going to be able to assault on the grab. The bomb is going to come out from Flora as well. Perfect combo. Not something we normally see, the Shatter with the self-destruct, of course, but netting the mech and an additional kill. Flora's going to make sure his team continue to hold. And now 90% for WGS. Team MVP are going to need to touch, but they haven't got many things to work with.
Yeah, the blessing there at least was because it was a quick fight. There is still time for Team MVP to touch. They're going to be low on tools. Jasper's going to be the closest to getting that self-destruct. But WGS Armament, they also have nothing to work with.
What?
But, oh, no one can touch. I thought Jasper was maybe poking in the window there, but look at Pelican in the kill feed.
Wow, okay, yeah. Maybe use thrusters at the end of the thruster charge. Potentially got dunked in the pool. Not entirely sure, but WGS are going to secure the first round. You said it right at the end. You're like, wow, they've got time to touch. They can touch, definitely. It was a quick fight. And I think Team MVP thought the same thing. But WGS forcing them off the point and booping, obviously, the D.Va away.
Yeah, from looks of it, Jasper used his jet boosters to get up into the window and then cancelled them there so he could try and like hang out there for a moment and trigger overtime. But Pelican just threw out the whip shot through the window and knocked Jasper down into the koi pod below. So quick losing the D.Va and quick losing the round, of course. WGS are going to take the lead here. It's worth noting, of course, but WGS did take control of a runaway as well, so this is definitely one of their better game modes.
Valentine is going to go down. Karayan finding the first initial kill. WGS always finding their first initial picks. Maybe MVP going a little bit too aggressive. And MVP as a team as well. Not the biggest success in Overwatch as a game. They've had many successes in other Blizzard titles, but not Overwatch. And I think this time around, especially coming into the brand new season, picking up this team of rookies. Of course, they're off to a good start, 2-0. tying, in fact, Runaway up in the standings right now, only just behind on map score, but MVP, this is their season, potentially, led by SoWhat, who is moving his way onto the point, taking a lot of damage from above. Of course, Flora is up here just punishing every step he takes. Defense Matrix denying a lot of that damage now from Jasper, but does mean SoWhat's going to have to back off, receive a little bit more HP before they go for the re-engage.
Ryan quickly building up towards that Earthshot. It's going to be one of the primary tools WGS Armament need to use here to try and secure the victory if they can get a little bit of pressure onto SoWhat's shield. He's moving back onto a point, but he's got to make sure himself and Valentine don't get caught.
Graviton Surge thrown into Jasper's mech. Gargoyle's not going to have that one to use now. Now Karayan again throwing that Earthshatter down. They managed to find one in Rookie, and now Jasper backing off. Team MVP do not want to fight this. They know they have ults to work with next fight. WGS throwing 2 tank ultimates in, going a little bit wide, still managed to win them the team fight.
Yeah, they got the peak. They got the pick there onto Rookie, but they did expend 2 ultimates to do it. Karayan and Gargoyle both using their ultimates. Gargoyle's, of course, being eaten up by Jasper, and because Team MVP got a clean disengage there after losing Rookie, they didn't hand over a huge amount of ultimate charge to WGS, so they're going to be sitting on those 4. Not much chance to build up towards that Earthshatter again.
Look at the support ultimates coming in line for MVP. They got Transcendence and 5% away from the beat and the rally. Rally has been used from WGS, however, so more armor now, stacking above those shields. So while going extremely aggro, knows Karayan does not have the ultimate available. A Graviton Surge gets thrown out. There's no self-destruction combo with it! Oh wait, there is, but it's Flora, a more defensive one. Actually stops MVP from jumping on the rest of WGS, and a beat is going to see them through this fight. SoWhat is going to go down, but they do trade it for Gargoyle, and now Karayan turning up the heat. Fropy is going to fall, but Valentine in the back line is going to take him out and actually net them an even trade. MVP can still move forward. SoWhat is going to be able to get back to the point rather quickly, and he has that Earthshatter online. Valentine just ripping the backline to shreds as Flora also falls.
Pelican went deep to try and make the play work. Finn's gone down, but I think here the WGS Armament are going to cede over this point with 99% in their favor. They did expend quite a bit to try and make that work, Jaws. Both of their support ultimates through Earthshatter and the Graviton Surge. MVP, they sort of opened up with the Graviton Surge. Now Rookie almost has another one ready to go. It's not looking good for WGS Armament in the forthcoming fight, but they can still play the time game here. Team MVP only 15% of the way there, so WGS Armament have a couple of pushes to try and build up that 6 ultimate bank.
Yeah, Rookie punishing them here. You can see he was very far up, netting himself a whole lot of energy. Does have to fall back to point though, as those shields do end up collapsing as both rallies are used.
We'll have to see what SoWhat's going to do with his shield here. Going to try and get a little bit of pressure on some Prime.
He's moving past. You've got to be careful. That Shadow's going to come out. It doesn't hit anybody, but that Graviton Surge definitely does. 4 people locked up. A pin on to Karayan as well. He ends up falling as Valentine did counterpin him also. And the supports are cleaning house for MVP.
And there's no availability of support ultimates for WGS Armament. Myunbong, he only just got the Transcendence while he was stuck in that Graviton Surge, decided that already too much damage had been done, too much damage delivered to WGS. Team MVP now sitting in a pretty commanding position. They're going to be looking for Jasper to get that mech back. He's only 2% away, so likely he will get that from the passive charge. Will remech, and that's going to mean he's in a much better position to back up SoWhat here.
Look at WGS's game plan here, though. You can just read it and reap it like a book. They just want to build up tank ults. They know it's only one fight before they end up winning. Building up to a solid 6 or a solid 3 tank ults completely would just win them the fight, ideally. Rookie at 40% away towards a grab. Is just farming the supports right now in the front line, going to net himself some additional charge. Karayan now moving forward to the back line. Wants to catch out SoWhat. Lays down the Shatter and only finds one, but a Transcendence is going to heal them through it. A Graviton Surge is going to get used. A perfect Shatter from SoWhat, but an even better boot to net Flora the kill with a self-destruct. A self-destruct comes out from Team MVP as well, and they actually trade Reinhardt.
Probably a moment too late there with the barrier. Rookie gone down, eaten Graviton.
Flora eating that one right up, and Gargoyle moving forward. No shield to protect the rest of MVP as he does laser them down. SoWhat is back into the fight now, so they can now huddle behind him, but Gargoyle just going to town again on the back line. SoWhat's going to fall. Valentine also, and Flora just chasing out the Zen, who actually earned a Transcendence off of his mech, but he's really the only one left. Rookie is also spinning around the point, but he's going to get quickly dispatched with.
Rookie read like a book there on that Zaya. The win condition, of course, Jaws, was for Graviton Surge, and Flora looked down the barrel of the particle cannon and ate it up.
WGS, you saw what the game plan was. We're going to get 6 ults online, or at least 3, and then we're going to win from there. You can see the perfect boot. It was such a good shatter from SoWhat, but they just got outplayed at the last moment by Mandu. booted him up in the air, netted a kill, and Jasper even had a good solo bomb, but it was the staggering support ults, Mandu booping at the last second, plus earning that sound barrier, saw them through the rest of the fight.
There's actually a really interesting interaction that happened there with Overwatch Shadow while he was in the Graviton Surge. When you use the Earth Shadow in a Graviton Surge, it actually cancels the movement impairing effects for just a moment. So got spooked back, and he's no longer kept in Graviton.
It's okay. It threw me off a little bit as well. We're going to go to a quick break, guys. Do not go anywhere. Couple of minutes, we'll have King's Row. Hey guys, welcome back. That was a little bit of an unexpected break. It took me a little bit off guard, but of course,
surprise break.
We are working off a feed, so don't worry. It's fine. We're going on to King's Row as our second map. WGS taking that one 2-0. And the game plan was pretty set in stone at the end of that game. It was like, okay, MVP is fine. You take the point, we're on 99%. And by the way, this is what should happen in a solo queue games. And make sure you tell your teammates this. It's okay to lose a fight when you have 99% and they've only just capped, because you can build up to 6 ults or at least 3 tank ults, and then you can just roll them in the next fight, and then you could just win. It's the easy way to go. WGS did that at MVP. They fell over the last hurdle.
Yeah, economy push is very much demonstrated there by Myunbong as well. 4 people caught in a graph. He just about got his Transcendence. You could see that he was desperately firing up the orbs at the 9%. But the decision was made. We've taken too much damage. We've still got a lot of time, so we'll just move in with 3 tank ultimates and with Transcendence as well, so that we can have that survivability and sustainability in the last fight. And of course, got to give credit to Flora. Rookie could have sunk that ship very quickly. Graviton Search.
Here we go. King's Row is the next map, and this is the map we expect to see a little bit of Sombra from Flora. Of course, we've seen it quite a bit from Guard in Spitfire over at the Overwatch League. This is kind of the map that I definitely paid attention to Guard, especially on the Sombra in Overwatch League. Guard, formerly Element Mystic, of course, was known for his Sombra expertise, but this is the map that I think it caught a lot of people's eyes, because King's Row you don't normally associate with the Sombra map because it's very, very tight-knit, especially the first point. You're very much more likely to just run to the point if you're 3-3, or if you're any composition really. You don't really want a Sombra skirting around the outside because it's very easy to telegraph where she's going to come from. But Guard just expertly just dispatching the front line, especially if you get a hack on the Reinhardt or even something like a Diva, they can just be really big balls of ult charge that you can just farm from.
Yeah, that happened against Paris Eternal, absolutely flummoxed him, and of course, one of the best places for you to be able to perch on the defense here as a Sombra is the theater on the right-hand side of the attackers, sort of like way out of spawn. That gives you a really good viewing platform from which to look at the enemy team and assess your different options when it comes to having an engagement. You can even stay up there, so they're forced to potentially invest a movement cooldown from a Diva or a Winston to try and chase you away if you're in a less than ideal position. But for now, WGS Armament seem to be keeping Flora on the Diva. Maybe they think that 2 matches in, potentially there's a lot more VOD like evidence of how Flora plays, and I think that the research may have been done.
Yeah, most definitely. If you are a team going up against WGS, you know that's going to be one of the cases or one of the comps they like to run. So, you know, you can look where he puts his translocator. You can look where he wants to engage or how he engages as well, because that's also very important. Sometimes you see Sombras engage fairly early and then distract the back line, wait for the enemy, wait for their team to then run in, and then your main tank can take over, for example. Or she might be doing it in tandem with the front line as well, so they attack in like a pincer movement.
For now, WGS Armament, they seem a little bit more focused on punishment. Valentine often being the main recipient of that.
Yeah, Karayan, yeah, going extraordinarily low. Booped around actually by Jasper and Fropey. He's going to get sent extraordinarily low. Has to back off rather quickly. Flora gets demeched and quickly dispatched off by SoWhat. So WGS losing one member so early on. They're not going to be able to go for a big boy re-engage here. A ticket's already been acquired by Team MVP.
Maybe Flora thinking he still have that translocator. They could just teleport out when things got a little bit hot. Karayan and SoWhat currently about equal on charge towards that Earth Shadow, but no contest going to be coming in from WGS. That's a very quick take.
5 minutes and 45 seconds. Cheers, WGS. We're just going to take your Flora out, and then we're going to cap. That's pretty easy. They walked on to the point and capped it. That was immensely quick. Now Team MVP are going to move through the streets. Good thing about taking the deep route that early, for WGS at least, is they can hold this far up now.
Yeah, question is, what's MVP's plan here? They don't have any ultimates ready yet. They're going to be coming up midway through the fight, and they're going to have to rely on the shot calling of a pretty fresh team to figure out how they're going to bring these out in the middle of the fight. Of course, Rookie could be telegraphed, eaten again by Flora, but for now it looks like he's got a significant premium over Gargoyle.
Oh, Rookie adding himself a Graviton Surge already. A Shadow does come out. Doesn't really, well, it hits Mandu actually in the back, forcing out a Transcendence from Youngbong, so Rookie gets a free grab. 5 people caught up. They're going to be in trouble now, but an equally a big grab comes out from WGS, as well as a beat to see them through this next fight. A Transcendence is going to get used by Finn as those overshields do disappear from WGS. A self-destruct launch into the back line doesn't find anybody just yet, but WGS are forced into a corridor. And now the support ultimate advantage really being leveraged by Team MVP as they use a beat of their own.
Some good rotations, some good bunny hopping of the ultimates there. Fropey having such an advantage, but WGS answered it well as well. They managed to get that sort of disengage, managed to pull on back and not face up against those overshields. Now Myunbong's almost got another Transcendence ready to go. Gargoyle's almost got another grab as well. The generation is insane, Jules.
There's no way Myunbong or Finn are going to be able to keep up with these at this point. He's set 20% away. Gargoyle jumps straight on in. SoWhat is going to get pinned and killed for Karayan. That's MVP finally backing off. WGS.
Oh, Finn in the back.
Okay, he killed Myunbong. He wants a little bit of revenge.
Just got that right click straight into the back of his head. It was like, you know what, you should check the pub more often. Just hiding him there with a mega health pack. And that's going to mean Myunbong's going to take a long while to get back, Jules. Finn could have the faster return here. And if they can maybe find Mandu trying to bring back Myunbong via the taxi service of Lucio, they could get a nice engagement, maybe 4v6.
Flora needs an eat here, unless Myunbong can make it back quick enough. You can see them backing off. They know they do not have the Zen pressure coming out. SoWhat is going to go very low. The Shadow comes out. So, Transcendence is going to get used to save Pelican in the front line. That's going to wear away now. So, a Graviton Surge is equally thrown out by Team MVP. 3 people caught up, and a pin from SoWhat takes out Karayan. Pelican is also going to fall. Perfect situation for MVP, seeing the Transcendence use, free grab in the front line, and a pin as well. And making sure they take out Pelican, so the counter pin can't come through from the brig.
I feel like right now Myunbong was a little bit early with that Transcendence and maybe pulling the trigger just so that SoWhat would like, oh, okay, I'll just ensure the pressure keeps up. And then Rookie had a pretty free Graviton Surge because Mandu wasn't quite ready to bring out Samba and just cleave on through, get some additional damage. Jasper can claim a load of space here using a well-placed bomb potentially. That's a big boom.
Oh, he got him! Karayan's dead! He fell down the pit. And Fropey's going to launch that self-destruct in. Desperation plays from WGS. As SoWhat just marches forward, takes out Pelican. What a boop from Fropey to start off the fight. Plus, he gets that ult charge as well from the Reinhardt. That's feeling good if you're the Lucio player right now. WGS, they've only won 1 fight in this, remember. They've only been able to hold the cart once. MVP still rocketing forward.
They're lacking their offensive ultimates as well. It's going to be all about sustain as the self-destruct comes in.
Self-destruct doesn't find anybody, but that Shatter certainly did. Gargoyle gets sent to the ground, but an instant Transcendence comes through. Flora's mech actually gets destroyed as a Graviton Surge is thrown out by Team MVP. A beat is going to provide them with a whole lot of overshield to survive, and Pelican ends up going down regardless. And now Fropy making sure he got that beat off of onto everybody of Team MVP, making sure they don't go down. Nothing WGS can do. They throw out the grab in desperation, but nothing to pair with it, meaning they're going to fall. Pelican and Flora try to get back to the payload. It's only Mandu now to try and stall some additional time. They managed to get the Transcendence off onto the payload, but that's going to soon dissipate. Team MVP, they managed to cap all 3 points in almost record time. I think it was just under 4 minutes.
And Jasper there, he managed to get the opening pick that was so important. He managed to get the self-destruct pick onto the mech of Flora. And Flora was faced up against so much shielding and so much mitigation, he could not brawl in there and get his mech back using the Bunny Blast, and was quickly dispatched when he was eventually turned upon. 150 HP doesn't last you very long. I feel like Myunbong's Transcendence timing to maybe a little bit off-center here and there. He was building them very quickly, but he was throwing them out just as fast. Team MVP, like you said, 5 minutes and 2 seconds was their time, leaving with 2 minutes and 58. So WGS Armament, not only do they need a full completion, they need more than they need to do it before overtime strikes. Otherwise, Team MVP having more than a minute will get that 3-second attack.
Well, let's talk about Myunbong and Finn in that instance, using the Transcendences fairly early. It's been a little bit of an evolution of the 3-3, especially when it comes to ult generation and ult usage, in fact, support-wise. It's very much a case of, okay, we're going to use the Transcendence as soon as we get it. We feel like our Zenyatta is building up these Transcendences very, very quickly, so we can use that to win the initial fight. And then the poke damage that we can do from afar when they're attacking again or defending again, we're going to be able to earn another one rather easily. So let's just use it and then instantly win the fight, because we have well, we're basically overhealing at that point, because you're not really doing a whole lot of damage if you're running into a Transcendence. But they don't count for Gargoyle and Rookie building up these grabs so fast.
Yeah, Gargoyle and Rookie, like you said, they're getting so much charge and they're tracking so well. The Graviton's just coming out thick and fast. WGS needs to decide upon their angle of engagement right here, how they're going to play around the statue. Soa wants to meet Karayan around this mini health pack, going to give him a small source of burst healing every 4 seconds.
Oh dear, Mandu gets taken out. I think it was up in the skies, in fact, just circling around the statue perhaps, and then Finn just takes him out from afar. Myunbong gets his revenge though from that kill earlier on street, as Finn ends up falling too. But this is another situation where Zenyatta's hella slow. Like, he needs to get back to the car ASAP, or get back to the point ASAP. So this could be something that WGS can leverage.
He will get the time, however, because Flora has to swap over back onto the Diva to regain that mech. Cannot gain it back via Bunny Blaster, and now WGS putting it straight down the middle, going for the throat of Team MVP. But Rookie's so close already to that Graviton Surge Jaws. Look at how much he's got over Gargoyle.
Fropy gets stunned in the back line. He was trying to boop one of the tanks into Team MVP, but he ends up getting stunned and taken out. Instantly, Myunbong uses that Transcendence in order to see him through the fight. The Shadow does hit the floor from Sowa, but the rest of, well, the damage coming out from WGS is so great. Forcing a Transcendence from Finn as well. They invested so much into this fight. A Graviton Surge coming out from Gargoyle as well. A Transcendence running out at just the wrong time. So what is going to fall, and Gargoyle with 100 energy, just getting so much splash damage onto the backline now.
Jasper gets back into his mech very soon. Finn going to be brought out by Gargoyle. That was a great generation of the Graviton Surge. Once again, there's so many clutch plays there from Sowa. Actually got like a 180 Shadow, and Finn came in with a Transcendence to try and save me in like a 5v2 scenario. But eventually, WGS just knew that that Transcendence was no longer going to be available, and Gargoyle could just cleave on through that Graviton Surge. Does mean, however, he's going to be off-sync with Flora when it comes to building up these combinations. It seems like thus far, both of these teams aren't overly kind to the combination of the Graviton Surge and the Self-Destruct, preferring to go for each ult in its own right.
I would too, to be fair. If I was someone like Flora finding these solo Self-Destructs. Rally has been used on the side of WGS. Look at their win cons there, Harry. They can shatter, they can self-destruct. They also have Mandu coming online with his sound barrier very soon. Team MVP, they're only a little bit behind now. Of course, we can see the ult bars. WGS can't. Self-destruct's going to come in. Is it going to find anybody? No, it does not. Does mean the Shadow's going to land on the back line. 4-man Shadow. Mandu is pushing everybody into the rest of the team as well. Perfect Shadow from Karayan. Knowing that Sowa was so far up into his face, he can just move past him, Harry. You can just press W. And so what was pressing W past you, 4-man Shatter nets them the kills and should net them the payload, although Team MVP might have one more engagement.
Not only that, after Karayan hit the Shatter, Mandu was in the perfect position to boot 2 more fragile members forward, so that Karayan could continue to swing into him, and he's almost equal once again with Soul when it comes to ultimate charge here. Gargoyle does have that Graviton Surge, but crucially, the payloads move through Jaws, the spawns have moved up, and the time bank for WGS Armament right now is burgeoning.
5 minutes, Harry. That's pretty good. I feel pretty happy if that was in one of my games, that is for sure. You can see So What playing a little bit defensively here. Doesn't want the same fate that Karayan suffered earlier today. Earlier on. It wasn't even today, it was like a few minutes ago. Graviton Surge is going to come out. Instant Transcendence. Self-Destruct is going to come in as well. 5-man! Oh my goodness. 5-man grab into the 5-man beat. Wasn't quite enough to save Rookie and Jasper. There's the combos we were talking about, Harry. As soon as they want to use them, they're going to make sure Flora gets the kills. Gargoyle cleaning up as well. Team MVP gets Team White. WGS continue to move the payload.
That's a heartbreaker MVP. They used for Transcendence, they used for Sound Barrier, and both of those are now gone despite having lost the fight. They're going to be relying here on SoWhat to get a massive Shadow or a great Graviton coming through from Rookie, but last time Flora managed to eat this in a clutch moment.
Beautiful Shadow, but instant Transcendence from Youngbong. 3 people went down, but they're still alive. A Transcendence could come out fairly soon from Finn if he builds it up. A Graviton Surge on the 2 top tanks of WGS. Karayan and Gargoyle are going to go down. Flora is going to get chewed out as well by the laser of Rookie. The rest of WGS are going to back off for the time being, but only a couple of meters now stand in their way of completing. It might not get a beneficial time back though. MVP, 2 minutes 58 seconds, remember, just under 3 minutes. WGS got a little bit more time to attack now though.
Jasper there going for the ideal position. He was literally standing on top of Karayan's head in the grab, just punching down the DPS on top of him with those fusion cannons, guaranteeing the headshots doing about 280 damage per second. That's a huge amount to come out of the Diva, allowing him to build up yet another one of those self-destructs. And Finn, once again, ready with the Transcendence. He's ahead of Myunbong this time, so potentially can get a bit aggressive, but they want to wait for Mandu to use that Sound Barrier.
No, you got to wait for Gargoyle's Graviton Surge. He's only just got it. You know they're going to be pressing forward. So what? A little bit of a whisper. So what is going to go down? Graviton Surge on top of the payload. There's the self-destruct as well, straight on the head of Karayan and Gargoyle. There, 2 end up falling over. Flora's going to net a kill of his own, but the Transcendence seeing the rest of Team MVP through the fight. They're still willing to fight, however, as WGS have the health pool required, but without little support now from the support ultimates, WGS are going to have to back off fairly sharp. Team MVP have the spawns at their advantage and at their disposal, really, as SoWhat earns himself a Shatter. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. WGS still have a couple more attacks.
They were willing to fight, but should they have been? They were going 4v4, but Team MVP, they were so close to their spawn draws. Attrition was definitely in their favor. SoWhat once again ready to try and make things work with this Earth Shatter, give Rookie some very prone targets to farm for the next Graviton Surge off of. WGS Armament can't get the larger time back now, but they're trying to get that completion before overtime.
Look at all the ults from Team MVP though. They got Shadow, they got Grab, they got Rally, and they got Sound Barrier. So much to leverage. WGS have only got 2. They use the Rally of their own, and Karayan actually lays down the Shadow. He does manage to find one, but a 180 finds Pelican. He's going to get pinned against the payload, and a Graviton Surge is going to come out as well. Team MVP clearing up WGS, and even more time bank is now elapsed. Another 30 seconds disappearing right before their very eyes on what was a gigantic time bank moving into third of 5 minutes is only 1 minute 30 now.
Already 3.5 minutes have drained, melted away from the hands of WGS Armament, and they're moving into this next round with only a self-destruct and a Transcendence. They may want to give Gargoyle a little bit of time, see if we can get that last 25%. The Graviton Diva Bomb combo served them so well on this first corner, Jaws. Can they make the magic happen again? Froppy and Finn going to have 2 support ultimates to try and withstand it, but it did not work the last time around.
Rookie already going really low. They're going to have to back up real fast. Flora's got that self-destruct like you mentioned, but only 5% away towards that grab. An early Transcendence from Finn. This could be the go time now for WGS, who have ults online. A Graviton Surge is launched in. There's the self-destruct as well. Valentine's caught all alone. He gets taken out, and Karayan's going to find the pin kill onto SoWhat as well. A beat will come through from Team MVP to buy some more time, but Gargoyle going down could be their time to strike. A massive rally straight onto Rookie. He ends up falling too as SoWhat joins the fray once more. They only need to buy for 30 more seconds, but it is 0.3 meters away from actually getting delivered. SoWhat ends up falling, and Valentine chucks himself down the well. Team MVP are going to fall as Rookie comes back on the Tracer. They managed to get time at least. That was so close to OT and a potential draw.
Over 5 minutes to only 18 seconds. Seems like really finding their feet on the defense there. Managing to dig in there. He will also give them bonus time as well, because of course that 18 seconds will be buffed up to a minute. So we also see 42 seconds added to Team MVP's time bank as well. WGS now, with their smaller time bank, have to be the pace car here. They're going to have to show what they can do in a minute. Both of our teams had pretty quick attacks when it came to point A, managing to move on through rather quickly, while either team have learned from their defensive stumbles on point A to try and have a more rigid defense.
Man, they were capped so fast. I'm kind of curious. Can't really remember how quickly Team MVP did cap. Maybe it was slightly quicker than WGS, or it could have been around the same time. 3 minutes and 39 seconds, of course, for Team MVP. WGS, they got a minute. 1 minute. And in 3-3, it's not like you can get instant picks like you could in double sniper meta with Widowmaker to win the fights. It's very much slow, more methodical play. They have to run straight in and make the fights worth it, but it's going to rely on Gargoyle just building up to a grav. We've seen his ult generation thus far being just incredible. We're going to have to see that again. If they can get one in a minute, potentially they can win.
And when it comes to that methodical play as well, you often look to the Lucios, trying to negotiate those boots by using the wall ride to get around the enemy Reinhardt, but Mandu's been caught out a couple of times now as he goes for those. Youngbong last time was the opening pick, managing to take down Finn. The question is, will the peak be risked again by the enemies Zenyatta?
Finn and Youngbong as well. Two Zenyatta's definitely to look towards. Karayan is just taking a beating. He's had enough, Harry. His shield's almost dead. Same with Sowarts, who actually has to back off ever so slightly. Is ahead, of course, on ult charge. 40% 2017 of Karayan. Sowart moving forward, have received the personal barrier from the Zarya. And with only 20 seconds remaining, this is very bad news for WGS. They need to strike fast.
MVP kiting back, making sure WGS would only get one fight out of this. Karayan, he's so far behind Sowart in terms of ultimate charge, almost 50% behind. Sowart's ready to lay down all of WGS Armament in but a few swings.
But a Gargoyle, look, he's already got that Graviton Surge online in only 10%. Make that 5, but Finn has got the Transcendence. Just don't blow it early, and this could be a win. Gargoyle lays out the grab. The Transcendence is going to come in, but an instant pin kill onto Sowat. They are still in this fight as a grab comes out from Team MVP as well. He gets sunned to the floor. Flora, though, comes in with a massive self-destruct straight on top of the rest of Team MVP. Karayan comes back in as well. Karayan, he may have went down, Harry, but the spawn positions were so close for WGS, and clutch factor coming in from Flora to secure the point.
And Karayan's timing there with the pin was sublime as well. He managed to catch Sowat during the animation of the Earth Shatter when he was caught in the grab, cancelling not only the Earth Shatter, but also meaning that he could get the pin kill, delivering that burst damage. We are now in overtime. That means that WGS Armament cannot afford to leave the cart for any reason, or that wick will burn down and their attack will end, and potentially stop them from gaining that second.
Look at this! Self-destruct launch in the back line. They're all scurrying for the hotel. A perfect stomping ground for Sowat and Rookie now. Rookie takes out Pelican to start off the fight, and everybody's so low. No one's paying attention to Rookie. He's already found 2 kills. Mandu's going to fall. Karayan is going to follow him also. Death from above. Team MVP strike like an eagle onto the payload and halt it before it can get through the arch.
Taking advantage of their forward spawns there, Jaws, getting as aggressive as they can. And now it's a very tough ask for WGS Armament to manage to claim themselves match point here. It looks like MVP are potentially going to be able to even this one up. 3 minutes and 39 seconds to claim, but a couple of meters, 20.4 to be precise, and the first point itself for Team MVP. They were so quick attacking the first time around.
It was all on Gargoyle to set up that fight initially. But again, I did pin it on Gargoyle and Finn just getting these ultimates online fast. And Team MVP, they did manage to almost win it out at the end, but we'll have to see what they want to do on offense. I can imagine it's going to be 3-3, yes. No WGS Sombra. Clearly, what we mentioned before, clearly that's coming to fruition. Don't want to really mess with the Sombra. You kind of know where we play it now. You know how we play the Sombra. There are, of course, VODs out there for you to kind of study. Look at that gold box of victory. It's not far at all. Plus the spawns as well. That's something else we've got to think about. As soon as that point is capped, if someone gets back spawn, it could be pretty much over because it could be a 5v6. Exactly.
You got to go for it. WGS Armament will not have the same option MVP did as well, where MVP basically just sort of like postured for almost the entirety of WGS's time bank before taking that first fight, meaning that they were always going to be in overtime when they took that card anyway. Jasper, looking for Flora, we know that he's expecting they could bring out that trump card of the Sombra to try and work this particular fight. But WGS Armament, now they're going to be holding in a pretty aggressive position here, not a huge amount of room that they can move forward now, but they do have the opportunity to potentially kite back.
They want to burn as much time as possible. Again, Karayan just getting booped in to the rest of Team MVP. Broby's positioning has just been so aggro, but it's perfect. In fact, look at this. They're actually just cornering Karayan right now in this small corridor. So what's going to have to be fairly careful. He turns his back, revealing himself, meaning that he's going to take a whole bunch of extra damage plus that Discord Orb. They can play a little bit more slow here. They have got more time. A tick has almost been acquired. So what is going to just run towards Pelican though and take him out. A pin almost landed on him, but he managed to dodge out of the way. An early Graviton Surge from Gargoyle has been built up rather fast. A Transcendence to try and make sure both teams stay alive. Jasper's Meg is going to fall and a Shadow goes straight into the shield of Team MVP.
Rookie goes down to the Earth Shadow, but will manage to stay alive with the help of his friends. Karayan losing so much health on that shield, doesn't want to allow So this free Shadow, but the second tick is going to come through, Jaws. They need to get on the point.
Just get on the point, you got to touch, you can't let it go over for free. So what positioning? Look, he can see Eye of the Tiger. Wright has to go for Karayan, he's dead already. He just walked straight through him. A grab is going to get sent out as well as that Shadow. The self-destruct not really doing all too much from Flora. He tried to make something work, but again, it was desperation from WGS. That gold box of victory is oh so close now, and Team MVP are chasing WGS out of the way.
Gargoyle and Mandu got back spawned. You're going to have to go for a 3v6 here, potentially, once that moves out of the garage. Now, it's beginning to accelerate forward. 10 meters stand between Team MVP and evening this up.
Pelicans on the Doomfist now to get back to the payload. I'm not sure they're going to be able to touch, though. Team MVP taking King's Row in such a definitive first team fight. 3 minutes and 39 seconds. You've got to remember, Harry, they did acquire after round 2, or after round 1 even, they were first to attack. Incredible grab generation from Gargoyle. It just wasn't enough. It was just oh so slow, and Karayan just got taken out so early. Again, the focus for Team MVP is perfect.
Some well staggered kills as there. Gargoyle and Mandu, neither of them were going to have a chance to return to that fight right there because they were getting the back spawns, and you've only got 20.4 meters of leeway where you can allow that cart to move, and it starts to get a real pace on when you've got 3 people on it. And there, MVP knew, okay, we can send 3 people forward, make sure they're blocking up the roads, points of ingress, and we're just going to speed this cart those last few meters.
Well, we're going to jump to a quick break, guys. We're halfway through the series already, and it's one apiece. We'll see you guys in a moment.